Hello everyone, this is Amity Sensei. Today I'll be showing you how to make your own pop designs. I'm sure a lot of you have seen these colorful handwritten signs at stores, and that's what I'll be doing today. They're used at a lot of bookstores, pharmacies, and many other places. Usually you draw them on paper, but I'll be doing a deep dive into how to do them on your iPad today. We'll be using our go-to drawing app Procreate. I actually have my original brush set for this pop style, so if you're interested in using that, check out the link in the description down below. It's around $5, but I promise it's super useful, so please take a look. I'll also be showing you how to print these at the end of this video. Let's start with canvas settings. Press the plus button at the top and tap the black button at the top right. This lets you set whatever size you want. Here we set the width to 148mm and the height to 105mm. There are also color profile settings on the left here. If you want to print these later, I recommend going with the CMYK setting. Once we have our canvas ready, we'll start drawing our letters. Today I'll be using the Amity Posca brush set I made. Once again, you can download it from the description down below. With this brush set, you can draw really thick pop style letters. Just like with any postcard pens you can find in stores, our work is going to look like we drew with them. If you click the link down below, it will take you to my EC site, so please download the brushes from there. And then a link for Procreate brushes will appear, so press it and it will automatically copy the brushes to your Procreate brush folder. If you open the brush menu, you'll find the Save Brushes folder at the bottom. So look in there and you find the Amity Posca brush. And this is what we'll be using to draw our signs. When you're drawing the letters, be sure to make them big and dynamic. It's alright if the lines get mixed up, so just draw them carefully to make sure you get that thick pop vibe. After you've drawn the letters, we are going to put outlines around them. Let's make an extra layer. After that, we are going to bring the layer down. The layer with the letters comes first, and then right underneath will be our new empty layer. For the color, we'll use black. I'll be using the Amity Posca brush all the way, but I'll just change the color and then draw our outlines. When you're drawing the outlines, be sure to make them all roughly the same thickness. It's fine to fill in the gaps between the letters, just be careful to keep the outlines a similar thickness so it looks good at the end. Once you're done with the outlines, it looks like this. It's much easier to read, I think. We are just going to add some more details, so let's add one more new layer at the top. We are going to draw some black outlines just like before, but this time we'll make the brush a little thinner. We can see that there are some parts overlapping here, right? So we are going to draw over these areas and separate them, and make little borders between them. This will make the entire thing more pop, and I feel a lot of signs really look like this. So I believe doing this will make it look really good. Now that we have one set of letters finished, let's make it into a group. As you swipe right here, you enable multi-select. Then you just select everything, press group, and it becomes a single object. After that's finished, if you press the arrow button on the top, you can adjust the size. You can also move it around too. When you do though, make sure that the uniform button is enabled. If you have freeform enabled, the aspect ratio will change. So I will turn uniform on and adjust the size. Next we'll be adding some brand new layers. For this we're going to add another layer and pretty much do what we just did. I'm going to change the color and start out with the main letters. Then we're going to switch to black and draw the outline. After this, we're going to put this new layer at the very top and separate out the overlapping part just like before. For pop designs, a combination of these color letters and black outline is pretty common. Maybe you can check them when you visit a pharmacy or bookstore next time. A lot of these posters are like this. Advanced users can play around with how they write their letters, but even beginners can go wrong with this style. Once you're done with the base letters, it's always good to draw some basic drawings or write other things around them. You don't want the extra letters to be too thick or have outlines. Simple and black lines are the best. If you really want something to stand out, you can use bubble letters, but otherwise keep the line simple. And there we go, it's a bit around the edges, but we're done. A tip with pop design is not to make it too complex. Just keep it quick and simple. Here's a little tip too. If you want to change the color of your letters, if I want to change it from yellow to red for instance, first select the layer and go to the adjustment panel on the top left. Select the hue saturation brightness button on the top layer. This will bring up a little panel on the bottom here, where if you play around with the hue slider, you can adjust the color according to your preferences. Let me explain how to print them before I end this video. First, we're going to export this. Go to the Actions menu and export it as a JPEG. Once that's done, I like to move it over to a new file in GoodNotes 5. This is a little tricky. Let's start by making the new note file. For the size, I want to choose A4 landscape, and that's a blank A4 landscape file. Now we have the A4 size sheet displayed on screen. Here we can fit 4 of the pop designs we made. We have them in A6. A size half of A4 is A5 and a half of A5 is A6. So we can fit 4 A6 designs perfectly into this blank sheet. You can just put the same 4 we just created or make 4 different ones. It's totally up to you. But just be careful, for now we have A6 with 4 designs pasted in. You could change the size later, but please don't do it as it will mess up the ratio. And after you copy all 4 in, you're all done. Now we will export again. Press the share button at the top and choose export as image, and it will save into your camera roll. Now we want to print. I have my Canon printer at home, so I'm going to use that. This is the kind of paper I'm using, which really brings out colors. I'll put the link to where you can buy the paper in the description down below, so if you're interested, please take a look. I'll be using this iPad app for Canon printers today. We are going to open it and select the picture we just saved. Choose the type of paper, press print, and it will start printing. After a couple minutes, you get your final design. Because I used this kind of paper, the colors come out looking really good. If you use other kinds of paper, they might come out differently with all the ink and the colors. So it's definitely important to choose the right kind of paper for printing. Finally, I'm going to cut the different designs out. I didn't put any cutting lines this time, so I just winched it. But if you want it really neat, putting some lines is a good idea. Once you're finished cutting it out with a ruler, you now have some professional looking pop designs here. I have a few other ones as well. If you want, you can also cut around the letters with some scissors and give your designs a rougher look as well. I used some really solid paper for the printing too, so I can just stick them together easily with a clip. I definitely recommend it too. The link to this paper is also in the description down below, so go take a look. Alright, that's everything for today. If you like this video, please hit the like button down below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I make videos on tips and hacks of iPads, so please do that too. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye!